Hello, everyone, and a warm welcome back to all the participants. So, participants, we will get started by taking an action now. The action is let's take step towards the cloud. The cloud that I'm going to start is I'm going to use Azure. And to start it, I need servers to run our applications. So I'll go ahead and do a search into Azure portal and look for services. And then I'll go ahead and start looking for a service in Azure called I'm looking for virtual machines. Why I'm looking for virtual machines? Because we have been using tools like Vagrant to provision virtual machines in our local system. But it was just that we were using local setup. Now in cloud, also we need virtual machines to run our apps. So that was the reason I've used virtual machines in cloud. So participants, I could see there are virtual machines inside Azure. Everyone, are you with me, people? Why did I end up in virtual machines? Participants, why did I end up in virtual machines?
Because in Azure it is providing virtual machines. That's why we have ended up there.
Correct.
And Kumar, I have one down. Can we see how license is available or not in the Azure portal? Like, is there a subscription way pay as you go or not for this particular account?
Okay. So I'll answer that query also.
Thank you.
Participants, the very important point is that when you go ahead and create an account in Azure, you will get to see something called a subscription. If you are not aware of subscription, a subscription is basically a place where you would go ahead and get billed for whatever the bill that is happening, you should get billed for it. So the billing is associated with it. So in your scenario, people, it is pay as you go model. That means you have to, it is the concept as pay as you go model. But if you have registered with Azure for the first time, Azure will give you credits for you free of cost. Edit will give you credits for free of cost. So that free of cost is given by the name called free trial. Your subscription will be under the name of free trial. But for me, free trial is not applicable because free trial is already done for me. So I have to go ahead and use a subscription cost, pay as you go model. So pay as you go model will be used by me whenever I go ahead and create any kind of a resource. So now you are clear. So Azure will not charge you if you are using pay as you go model. Everyone, are we clear?
Yes, Kumar.
Yes, Kumar.
So you will not be using pay as you go model till 30 days. 30 days, it is free. After 30 days, it will ask you to upgrade to pay as you go model. Pay as you go model means direct charges will apply for you. For me, if I provision a resource, it's a direct charge for me. No free trade. For you, since you have registered with Microsoft Azure for the first time, it will give you the benefits free, no charges for you. So in that way, you can get waived off your bill. Your bill gets waived off. Okay. Now, moving from there, once we are into the account, it will also ask you to go ahead and create a resource group. What is a resource group? You are getting all resources at one place. For example, in my account, I will show you how all resources I have. What are the resources? These are all my resources. So how will I go ahead and manage them? So you can group them by something called resource group. Under the resource group, you will get to see all of your resources at one place. How to create a resource group? it is good that you create a resource group. By creating resource group, just look for a resource group. Resource group is like collecting all resources at one place. Go ahead and create a resource group. Any name is okay, but you have to tag it to the subscription which you have associated. In your case, your subscription is pay as you go model. Give some name, my resource group, my RG, something, an easy name to remember. Remember the location where you have created, review and create it, it will create a resource group. What is the benefit of creating a resource group? It will keep all your resources at one place. Let's say I want to see my resources under Kumar-RG. These are all my resources that I have. Okay, now let's spend time on something which is very important for us. So what is that we need? We need a virtual machine. Let's go ahead and pull a virtual machine. Welcome everyone into the Azure Virtual Machines. Here we have this option called create a virtual machine. Why, participants? Once again, I'm creating a virtual machine because we have used Vagrant to create virtual machines to run our applications. Like we have created a virtual machine using Vagrant, like a Ubuntu Kinetic 64 Linux box we have created. Using that, we have created a virtual machine, and into that virtual machine, we'll install the application. Exactly similar way, we are creating virtual machines in Azure Cloud. We will also do this in AWS Cloud, but for now, let's quickly provision a virtual machine in Azure Cloud. It's not, yeah, it's opening up now. It's opening up now. So first learn how to create a virtual machine. So participants, we are in the subscription. For you, it is free trial. For me, pay as you go. Your own resource group, your name, any name is fine. This is my master DevOps machine or master DevOps VM I'll give. Remember the location. I'm using US East 2. As of now, keep as much as possible the default options. Ubuntu server, that's fine. Even you can launch Windows servers also. See that participants, Windows servers, they're very, very costly. Just remain not creating Windows machines. They're very, very costly. Okay. And after that, the size of the machine. So participants, you can see the size of a machine is quite chargeable. So I would like to take 2 vCPU and 4 GB of RAM. It will cost me roughly about 2000 rupees, some roughly around 2000 bucks per month. That's quite okay. Now, in order to connect, hope you guys are aware, we will need keys. So we will create a key. I don't recommend using passwords. I would recommend you to use keys to connect your machine. Keys are very safe. Give a username. I'm giving a username. Generate a key pair, new key pair. One key pair should be sufficient for yourself. And the name of the key, I don't want to give such a name. I just want to go ahead and give it a simple key, AZKP. So I can remember easily. Any name, that's fine. Just a name of the key pair is asking, key pair name. And I want to go ahead and allow access to this machine over HTTP and HTTPS because we want to connect to that machine. So it's okay. We are allowing this. After this, you can do a lot of changes. But in order to keep the cost low, let's do one thing is let's bring down the resources. So instead of premium, which is for production scenarios, use HDD, which is cheaper to use and practice rather than production grade SDD machines or SDD platform. So this is basically your disk operating system, OS disk. Hope you guys remember. We had Drive C, host Drive C on Windows machines to that of OS disk on your Linux machines. Extra disks can be added here. Attach a disk for VM, so you can add it. Next tab is about networking. So we can write, just keep all these as default as possible. So just don't do any additions. Management, let default options be available. What is meant by management? When this machine is created, who will manage the operating system? Let Azure manage this. If you are not managing it, Azure will manage. Who will monitor it? Let Azure monitor it. Anything in terms of advanced settings? Nothing. We just created name of the machine with a username and a SSH key is something that we have given. Rest, nothing changed except on the disk. I brought it back to SSD. I brought it to SSD. So keep the cost low. And let's do a review and create it. That simple it is, people, to create a virtual machine in Azure. See, the power of cloud. I don't need to write any code. I don't need to do anything. I just need to go ahead and run this machine in cloud. I reached to cloud and asked cloud, I need a virtual machine. I ended up in virtual machines in Azure, and Azure gave me a space to create it. Now I'm creating it. All these details are fine. Let me go ahead and create Azure Virtual Machine. So it is giving me a key pair, which is something that I would download, and it is recommended people to download and keep it with you. See, I downloaded my key pair. My key pair is downloaded, and I'll wait for another minute or two. So this machine is ready. The participants, now we have a machine available in Azure Cloud, like we have provisioned using Vagrant in our local machines. Azure, with the help of instructions given from our side, has given us a virtual machine into the account. So just wait for another few minutes. Okay, now this machine is ready. Let's go ahead and do a connect to this machine. So connection is on SSH because it's a Linux machine, as you are aware. So connect to this machine. So it is telling you what are the steps to be followed. Open the client. That means you can open even your machine, Windows machine, Linux machine, anything. I'm going to use my local machine. SSH is available. Yeah, SSH is available. Clearly, SSH is available. And from that, it says ensure your key pair. My key pair is available. So what is the location for the key pair? Azure kp.pem. So this is a command that I should run. Now, most of the time people run this command. I'll tell you what is the error they will face. It says identity file az.kp.pem file is not available. There is no such file or directory. Yes, of course, right? If you don't give the key, if you don't give the right key, it will definitely deny your request. Participants, where is your key? Your key is available under your downloads. We did download. So let me go to my downloads. In that downloads, there is a key pair. Clearly, now from here you run the command, it will connect. SSH-i azkp.pem ssid cloud @ public IP. Enter. Now you should be able to see the machine is connected. There you go, participants. We are inside our Ubuntu machine hosted on Azure cloud. Same what you get to see in Vagrant. Let's try with updating. Sudo su cd. Can you go ahead and do an update for me, please? It's working, guys. It's able to update itself. After I ran the command update, it is able to update itself. Everyone, are you with me, people? Hello?
Yes, Kumar.
Okay. Now, after this, what I would like to do is I would like to go ahead and run the command that, let's be very specific on our DevOps project commands, like DevOps pipeline. What is the first command that we normally use? Git for our version control. Available. Cool.
Maven need to install.
Let's go ahead and check. Maven is available on this machine. Maven is not available. So let's go ahead and install the Maven command. Maven command is getting installed. Right. Maven is installed. So let's confirm with regards to Maven. Maven is running. If Maven is running, definitely Java will be running on this machine. Java -version. I hope you are aware of the command, people. Java is running. So we have Git installed, Git is running. Java is installed, Java is running. Maven installed, Maven is running. What next commands participants we should have?
Get 9.
Jenkins. Very good.
Jenkins.
Let's go ahead and install Jenkins. So now let's take a little different approach, or the approach is, hey Jenkins, I want you to be installed. So we have followed the instructions. Let's go ahead and download and install. Participants, it was on Windows, which we have done. We have done on a Windows machine. So we have used var package. This time we will change the approach. Instead of var package, in real projects, they will not use var project. It's only for the practice purpose I gave you var. But in real projects, they will choose whichever the operating system. So we are on a Ubuntu operating system. Let's go ahead and follow the instructions given. This is the first command to install Jenkins. Done. Second command is to go ahead and add a repository entry. Let's add. Third, update the machine. Okay. Next, install OpenJDK JRE. Would you like to continue? Yes. So Jenkins is installed on this machine. Oh no, only packages we have installed. Jenkins installation is still pending. Sudo apt install Jenkins. You like to install capital Y? Yes, I would like to install. So participants, now Jenkins installation is done. So now how to configure Jenkins? After that, you have to go ahead and look for your Jenkins. So thank you, Jenkins. So how would you go ahead and access your Jenkins? So participants, we have been using the word called local host every time. That is when you are on a local machine. In cloud, there is no local host. It's your IP. Local host will replace with your IP. So where is that IP, guys? Let me confirm the IP. Do a refresh, you'll get an IP. IP means the public IP. Don't go with the private IP. Private IP is only inside that virtual machine, it will get connected. So where is this IP, guys? Where is the IP address of this machine? Oh, it is not showing up. Yes, now it is up. That is 20.98. The local host will replace with this server called server IP, local host. And what port we need to open for our Jenkins? Port 8080. I hope you are aware. So let's go ahead and check whether Jenkins is available at this port. Participants, the machine is clearly telling you, hey, I'm trying to run my application like Jenkins at the port 80, but I'm getting blocked by exposing my service. That's why it is saying the connection onto this server at port 80 it has timed out to respond. That means the time may be about a minute to respond at port 80. It is not respond. Generally, this happens when your server is blocked by a firewall, or in scenarios where it is not able to run that service at all. I can clearly see we have installed that Jenkins server. Jenkins is running, but it is the blockage at the firewall. The firewall might have blocked. So when it comes to cloud participants, the concept of firewall is nothing but security groups. Remember this. The security groups are the one that blocks your machine. So now, in order to connect with the firewalls, you have to go to network security group. That is networking tab you have to go. In that networking tab, it will tell you what are the security groups that are associated. Right now, the security groups are telling you that you're accessing SSH. Yes, I'm accessing SSH. I'm accessing HTTP. Yes, I'm accessing HTTPS. Yes, I'm accessing. Anything other than this? No, I'm not accessing. So then put a request to the security groups, that is the firewall. Firewall, please allow 8080 also because I'm using Jenkins. Why? Because firewall tries to protect unauthorized ports access. Unauthorized ports access, it will prevent. So now I'm raising a request to my security groups asking, security groups, please go ahead and open the port 8080 for me. From any part of the world, if I want to connect to that port, please allow. Priority is like in which order it should get executed. So I'll just go ahead and add 8080. Requesting to allow port 8080. Security group allows the port 8080 for it. Okay, successfully added port 8080 entry. So if this entry is successfully added, thank you. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my machine and see whether this opening for port 8080 was successful. There you go, participants. See, it was blocking. Machine was blocked by your firewall. Is that cool, everyone? Now you understood what is a blocker?
Yes, Kumar.
Okay. Now, what I want to do is I want to continue using Jenkins. To ensure Jenkins is securely set by your administrator, a password has been written on this file at this location. Okay. So I want to get the password for it. So I'll go back to my Linux machine on the local setup and ask, hey, can you take me to this location? It says it's not direct. Or you can use cat. It means open the file. So it will tell you the password. I'm copying this use password and pasting it in my window here. Agreed, participants, the system confirmed the password entry was correct. The same process, installing the suggested plugins. Let's go ahead and install the suggested plugins. So this will take time for the system to install with all the plugins. So let's say wait for a minute. It's done, participants. After this, creation of a username. Let me keep it very simple. Email address, I didn't add it. Now my Jenkins is available, people, on this URL. I'm gonna save and finish it. Now Jenkins is ready, participants. Are we good, everyone? Hello, participants, are we good?
Kumar, for every time you need to create a new Jenkins account, or we can use existing.
Existing from where? From where exactly existing?
The last time you have created in our local machine.
Local machine, once again, local machine is just local to your system. We are on cloud. Local machine is nowhere related.
Okay. So shall we use the same credential for this?
See, visualize like this, visualize. Your local machine is sitting somewhere in Bangalore or Hyderabad, I'm assuming, for now. Where are you from? Bangalore?
Bangalore.
Right? Your local
Yes.
machine, your laptop is at Bangalore. But where is this cloud server?
It's in US East 2.
US East 2. So your local machine is just for you. This cloud is available for the world. So your Jenkins account is applicable to your local machine, that whatever you have created on the local machine, that has nowhere related. It's only for the purpose of practice. See, I'll tell you the reason. If I started from day one using Jenkins, right, it would have built you. By the time you would have practiced, right, it would have built you day one. Now I'm not using Jenkins from day one. I made you to practice Jenkins on a local server so that you don't get built. Now you know Jenkins. You will start using Jenkins directly in this system. Otherwise, you will practice Jenkins on a local machine. From day one, it would have built good amount of money in your account. So that is the reason, that was exact reason, people, in order to get minimal to the minimal charges, we practice everything possible on local setup. Once you are comfortable with local setup, I made you to enter into cloud. Now your operations will become faster. Why? You know what is Jenkins, you know what is Git, you know how to integrate this, you know what is Maven. You do integration. Things will become fast, very fast. Why? Because you will do actions. So forget about your local host. Drop your local host. Local host is only for your practice. Local to your machine. Nowhere related to cloud. Are we cool, everyone? Are we good?
Yeah, okay, Kumar. Okay.
This machine, if I started to run from day one, what would happen? Billing would happen. And it is very, very costly, guys. I'm telling you. It would cost you almost ₹7 an hour. Multiply this cost for the 720 hours in a day. 5,000 rupees just for running machine. Even let's assume that even if you're using only 50% of it, I'm telling you 50% of it. Definitely cost you some good amount of money. It's only not that you will only use virtual machine, you use other servers or other services. So in order to minimize the bill, in order to bring down your bill, I followed the idea is why should I make my participants, my candidates to get billed? Let them practice everything on local host. If they are comfortable, let's jump into cloud. And that is the reason I started to use cloud from today. Are you guys convinced now?
It's Kumar. Thank you.
Okay. Now, participants, I have successfully installed Jenkins on this machine. So now what we can do, participants, is that we can go ahead and start using Jenkins here. So let me create a job. The first job I'll create. First job. What is the first job we normally dealt with as part of the project? To pull and build the code. So what I'll say, pull the code from Git and build. So saying
Maven build.
Maven build. Easiest way is Maven build. For the project, say beta. The name of the project is beta. It's a freestyle job we are using. So you can give a description if you're interested. This job pulls code from github.com. They give you a reference of Git using my branch develop. Do not forget, we are using develop branch beta.git and pull code from develop from github.com branch as develop. After this pull, it will go ahead and build the code using what? Maven. What are the commands into it? Maven clean Maven package. Okay. So participants, we have done the same thing. I'm going to follow the same setup here. URL. It will identify it as a Git repo. Should I pass credentials? Not required because it's a public repo. What is a repository? Master? No, it's MAIN main. No, guys. It's develop branch because I'm using develop branch. Using develop branch. DEVOLOP, develop branch. Develop branch. Build triggers, I'm not triggering it. If you want, you can even add a build trigger. At this moment, let's keep it. We'll add it later. What are the steps should I consider, participants? Maven. What are the goals for the Maven? Any package from the previous build, clean, get us a new package for now. Apply and save the changes. Participants, are we clear with the Maven build process? Are we good?
Yes, Kumar.
So why are we awaiting? What are we awaiting for? Come on, let's do a build now. Now I have started the build process. Started the build process using Jenkins. So participants, finally we made it. Build the project using Jenkins. So I'm able to build this project. Is that clear, everyone? Hello, participants, are we good? Did I build the project? The answer is yes, I built the project. Now, in order to run this project, what I need, participants? What I need?
Localhost 8080/my app.org.
Guys, why is that once again you're bringing localhost?
We need Tomcat for running.
Correct. Why is that localhost is coming here? See, take out localhost from your mind. Localhost means it's your laptop or a server that you're using for your practice. You're done practice using localhost. Localhost is nowhere now related to your cloud. If you are using localhost, that means you're still in your laptop. You're still in your local machine. Don't bring localhost into the picture. See, I'm not saying that you are doing right or wrong. Local host, if you don't want to use cloud, use local host. But in real life situation, you only use cloud. Local host is only for your practice to keep your billing low. I followed it. I think I shouldn't have done that local host, guys. Giving a very wrong impression for me. You guys did not understand the logic then. Local host, if you ask me, is to minimize your billing from day one. If last 20 days we are practicing everything from local host, why? To keep your billing low. From today we are using local cloud servers. Why? Because from today you will start doing the real life situations. It's a real life situation. You will use Jenkins on cloud servers. Cloud server we have port 80 we are hitting. We are running a job. We are building the project. What real life situations will do? Please guys come out of that local host. Local host is nowhere related. It's only for your practice at that time. Don't let me down because I put 20 days of effort for your practice. Don't let that practice go vain. Now coming back to this application, my app.war file, where should I run this, participants? What is that I should have? Participants, what I'm expected to have?
Hello world.
Think for a minute, one more minute. If you want, I'll take your time, think for a minute. I have this application. What we used in our system to run this?
We need Tomcat for run this web app.
Tomcat.
Very good.
Tomcat.
Tomcat. So shall we go ahead and run the Tomcat then? apt-get install Tomcat 9 -y. Tomcat will get installed on this machine. So participants, is Tomcat ready now? Hello, participants, is Tomcat ready?
Yes.
Tomcat is ready. Oh, Tomcat 9, I guess. Okay, I've installed Tomcat. Do not worry, it is there. Now, participants, remember what we have done after Tomcat. What we have done after Tomcat? Do you guys remember?
We just go to the folder. I mean, Tomcat 9 web apps folder.
Correct. Tomcat web apps.folder. So where is that normally available? CD var
Libs.
Tomcat.
Like,
Libs.
Lib file. Lib, very good.
Tomcat 9.
The library, there is Tomcat.
Okay.
Where did this guy
Sim signed. After sim signed.
from? Okay, you can see web apps folder. Yeah. So there are right now there are no projects. So let's keep this location. Let's remember this location. So now what I will go ahead and tell to the application, that application after you build the project, I want a new project, a new job to be created. The new job should go ahead and get started. Where should it go ahead and start? Deploy to Tomcat for project beta. Is that okay, participants? Are we good, everyone? I will deploy into Tomcat. Are we good? So this job pulls the artifact. What is artifact? myapp.var. From previous build, whatever the previous build that happened, it will build, pulls the artifact from previous build and runs in this folder of Tomcat. Participants, do not worry about the English. I just have written it's, and the sentence might not be correct, but the purpose is to make you understand and run inside the web apps of Tomcat. So no Git is involved, but I'm very much interested to start this job after the first job is done. So let the first job complete and the second job. What is that I want to do after this? I want to go ahead and run a shell command. It's not a Windows command. Windows on a local machine. Now it's a shell. I want to copy into my var file the application, my app.var file. But the question is, where is this guy var file? Participants, where is this var file? This var file is from previous build. Like we have built the first job, right? If you look at the first job, in the first job, we have built it. Console output. Where did we build the project? We built the project in Jenkins folder. So let me copy from Jenkins folder, copy from Jenkins folder into Tomcat folder. Apply and make the changes. Participants are able to relate what I have done. I have pulled the artifact from where? From Jenkins build, first job. On the first job I pulled and built it in Tomcat 9. Is that okay, participants? Are we good? Are we good now?
Yes, Kumar.
Okay, so the changes are done. Let's go ahead and make some changes to see those changes, whether these changes are getting really deployed. So now let me take the role of a developer. Let me use GitHub desktop to clone this repo on my local machine. Because I'm a developer now, I'll make the changes. I would like to shift the branch to develop and make some changes here. Source code, main, Java, form, my company, app, edit. Oh, this is a var package. So where is the web app project? Here is the web app project. It's a jar project. I will go ahead and make some changes in the var project. So participants, we are doing good. So I just welcome everyone. Welcome all to Azure Cloud and DevOps. Okay. Now, I'm going to make the changes. I've done these changes now. I made a little change. So new line entry. Commit the changes to the develop branch and push these changes. Now see people, entire system is automated. All I have to do is now trigger the release. I'm into my cloud. I'm gonna go ahead and trigger the release. 1, 2, 3, go. Bill, come on, take your role. The build process is on its way. It's getting built. After the build, what is that we expect? We expect the next job will get started. Deployment is done. I think it's almost done. We are waiting just for this process. Oh, unexpected failure. So it says you cannot copy it. No problem. If it is not allowing me to do a copy, I will give it a sudo package. Most of the time, they don't allow you to copy unless you say sudo. I think it's running the job on Jenkins. So I know why it is not allowing us to do so. I'll tell you the reason. Okay, so here it's because it's running the job under the user called Jenkins. So It's running the job under the name called Jenkins. So participants, give me 1 minute. See, I'll tell you what is happening here. It is running the job under the name of Jenkins, sudo su cd. And, everything went fine. Only the permission is not happening as expected. A terminal is required to read the password either S from the standard input or configure and ask inputs. Why? Because the command that you're running is running under the name of Jenkins. So let me fix this issue. Give me 1 minute. Nano HCD etc / sudo words. CD to HC. Just look for add sudoers because I want to add Jenkins as a sudo user. This normally happens because Jenkins is not able to go ahead and take the permission. So the location is sudoers.t. Can use hct / sudoers nano. Yeah, here this is just a quick fix here. Jenkins all equal all colon all space all. Now I'll tell you what I've done. I've taken Jenkins as a user, created a user, and made the changes. That means Jenkins is now taking the role of admin. So now let's see whether it can go ahead and resume the role by building the project. Still it is failing. So let's go ahead and tell, hey Jenkins, now it's time for you sudo su Jenkins and build now. Okay, it's not able to pick. Okay, participants, nothing to worry. Everything worked fine, except this guy hasn't taken the privileges of admin. What you do, you practice, guys, till the Maven package deploy. I will take some time. In the next session, I will go ahead and show you how to use Jenkins along with the permission. But make sure, participants, after your practice, stop, stop, stop is something that you have to click on stop and stop yes. So that you can minimize your billing. Or if you're not sure about what I have done for today, if you want to take a pause, just visit the recording and understand what I have done. Except the last one, it's not able to go ahead and consider the privileges of root. I was trying to make the changes, it didn't work out. I will fix it, I'll give it to you. Hardly takes 5 minutes for me to fix. I'll work on it and I'll come back to you. But from your side, participants, either visit the recording for today or practice till the build of your application, till the first job. Deploying into Tomcat, I will show you tomorrow. Are we good, everyone?